Nightfarer's Duchess here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to beat Gladius, Beast of the Night, or the Tricephalos. So this boss is very hard, and it will be very, very difficult the first time you guys do it if you're new to the Souls games, and even if you're kind of a veteran, it'll be a little bit more challenging than other bosses, just for the sheer fact of this boss is made for 3 people. So yeah, it's gonna feel like it's made for 3 people, and those 3 people have to be playing on their A game in a lot of these bosses. So to start off, what is it weak to? Well, it's weak to holy damage, just like a lot of things in the game. So yeah, make sure it's this one, not this one. They look very similar on the map, so zoom in and make sure you get the right one, because it's very, very hard to tell them apart sometimes. So please do yourself a favor and zoom in so you don't just run across the map and waste time and get a lightning weapon. This boss, like others, actually has a very, very big weakness to other afflictions too. This boss is also weak to rot, bleed, sleep, and frost. So I recommend using those if you can too. Don't have a holy weapon? That's your next best bet, because those also are very, very good against him. But just try to stay away from fire weapons. Fire is not very good against this boss. With the holy damage being its main weakness, what characters do I recommend? Well, I recommend characters that have an S scaling in faith, such as Revenant, who you can unlock prior to beating this boss if you get lucky, and get an RNG drop that gives you the old pocket watch for Duchess that allows you to actually unlock Revenant. And the most consistent way is to beat him, and that's probably one of the reasons that you're watching this video in the first place. So if you don't have Revenant, I do recommend using Recluse. Recluse is also quite good against this boss because she also has an S scaling in faith, and a lot of magic spells also deal frost damage, so I very highly recommend using her in this fight. Another character that I recommend using is Iron Eye. It's kind of a given now. Honestly, he's one of the better characters in the game because of his markability and his being pretty strong. I always recommend having Iron Eye on your team if you can. But yeah, and then after that, I either recommend having a Wilder or Guardian because they have a C scaling in faith, but if you want to do just pure damage, play Raider, and you can also use a faith weapon with him anyway, just not like the invasion part, at least as well. So, what about the actual fight then? Well, he has a very basic set of attacks. He's actually got some of the least amount of attacks in the game, I would say. Basically, it's a bite, fire, sword spin, a sword slam, and a split. So let's go over each of those attacks individually and the best ways to get away from them. So the bite, honestly, just roll through it. It's a basic bite. You can easily get through that. You shouldn't have any issues with that. Next is the fire. This one can be a little bit tricky to dodge because of the way fire hitboxes are done in Souls games. The best way to dodge it is if you're at the edge of it, roll to the side and try to get out of it. But if you can't, just roll through it because that is the most effective way to dodge any attack in this game. Which actually brings me to the sword attacks. Just roll towards the swords, like the sword spin, because of the way hitboxes again work. It's very important that you roll towards it and not with it because you will get hit if you roll with it more likely. And in the sword slam, just roll to the left or right if you see it targeting you or it's going to hit an area where you're at. And then finally the split. This is his hardest attack in my opinion because it can really screw you up if all 3 of the dogs target you. Especially if you're not playing the tank on the team. If you're playing the tank, it's less of a big deal, but if you're playing the Recluse or the Iron Eye, I really recommend getting near your tank and very much hoping that they can get the aggro off of you, because if not, you're going to be dodging a lot or dying a lot, one of the two, and it's a very difficult thing to dodge whenever there's 3 of them, especially if they all decide to shoot fire. But the good news is, whenever they split, if you get one of the dogs, just if everyone gets one, the only one that has a sword is the man one that actually will summon all of them back. So if you don't have one of those, you no longer have to worry about the sword attacks until they actually combined again. So your best bet is to get in and deal as much damage as you can if you're playing the Raider, if you got no matter what dog you get. And then if you're playing Iron Eye and Recluse, just stay back and deal as much holy damage as you can. The best one to use is the little incantation that the Blight Knife Assassin has, and also the Destined Death incantation that basically forms Malekith's Blackblade, which again, if you could also get that, it's also very effective against this boss because it's very high in holy damage, and Destined Death also takes away a very, very large chunk of health from the boss, and you can also inflict it on all 3 dogs if and hit them, so it will do 3 times the damage nearly. So that is honestly, I think, the best way to actually beat this boss. It is a very difficult boss the first few times you do it, and I promise it is one of the easiest ones of the game, and it gets easier. There's only one easier than this, but yeah, I hope you guys did find this guide helpful. I will be making more of them for each of the Night Lords because I asked you guys, and you guys seem to find my last Night Lord guide very helpful. So I'm going to go through them, and that way you guys can't get stuck on them. And yeah, if you did like this video, do consider subscribing. Thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys.